Hello and welcome. This is Aceless John playing Banished. And I'm just going to get into this and look around a little bit and probably just go through the tutorials so you can have a look-see and see what's involved with Banished. Alright, I've played this game quite a bit. One of the things I like to point out is there are several sets of mods that you can apply. I am not going to use any of them for this introductory, but I really enjoy games that have mods available to them, and Banished has quite a few, so that might be something that you would look into if you're interested into that sort of thing. Options, pretty standard. Video, audio, although I personally find the music to be highly annoying after a while. I have to understand that this is one of those games that's developed by a single individual, so naturally the music is not going to be in the line of some of the big mega games. So I am leaving it on a little bit so you can hear it in the background. So there's that. Alright, let's play the tutorial. Getting started. The tutorial is actually very helpful and rather complete. Gives you a good heads up on how this game works and really in-depth idea of how things should work. Alright, welcome to Banished. In this game you control a group of exiled travelers who decided to restart their lives in a new land. You'll have to help them survive. Press the next button to continue. And anytime during this tutorial you can access the options menu by pressing this button down here, or escape. From the option menu you can save, load your progress, change settings, or exit the game. First we're going to get familiar with the standard controls. WASD. You can also use the mouse. Press the center button and twist, roll in and out. You can even rotate using the Q and E on the keyboard, or the middle mouse button, press and rotate. You can zoom the camera in and out by insert and delete as well. You can change the pitch of the camera, page up, page down. Which you cannot do with the mouse. All the keyboard keys are configurable and can be modified. Now that you're familiar with the controls, it's time to start playing. You might notice that some people in this icon have this building shape above their head. This means the town folks don't have places to live. You can provide the townsfolk with places to live by building homes for them. First, select the housing menu on the toolbar. Now select the wooden house on the toolbar. Now using the mouse, move the house to the highlighted area and press the left mouse button. Placing a building will leave a footprint where it would be built. To give the townsfolk to start construction, you'll have to collect wood for the structure and stone. And next. Again, cut down trees and remove rocks from landscape by using this destruction tool. Start by pressing this or F9. Next, select remove resources by pressing this or F2. Using the mouse, click in one corner of the highlighted area and then drag the mouse to the other corner. And this selects this entire area and everything in it for removing the wood. The townsfolk will head to the area and start removing rocks and trees. Oh, also, yeah, apparently it removes. While they're busy, you can place a stock pile where the citizens will store logs, store stone, iron, and firewood. Select the storage tools by passing. In this area, they have different filters where you can just choose trees, choose rocks, or choose iron. And this is iron. These are the rocks. These are the trees. And there's also a couple other icons that you'll become familiar with later on for like when you're growing plants, things of that nature. Alright, so we want to build a storage tool, storage pile, and we want to put it right here. This is an outdoor storage facility that will just non-destructible things will be stored there basically. While any townsperson can cut down a tree or move materials from one place to another, some jobs require specialized workers. In the case of construction, you'll need to assign builders. Alright. Next, select professions by pressing. Alright, now when I play this game, I actually have these menus already open, and I'll show you how to do that before too long. To try to assign 2 builders, yeah, up 2. There we go. The builder can now begin construction of the house. Just one house isn't enough though. You'll need 3 more houses to give the other families a place to live. Once again, click on the housing tool by pressing. Now select wooden house by pressing. Yeah. Rotate the house until the green display under the house matches the yellow selected area. So I'm going to rotate with an R or T. There you go. Sometimes it takes a while for people to do all the jobs they have assigned. If you're in a hurry, you can change the speed and the game runs at by pressing here. Try getting used to modifying the game speed. You can slow the game down, pause, resume, and speed up the simulation. Once all the houses are built, the tutorial will continue. And max is 10. They're cutting down all that stuff, getting the wood, moving it around. There we go. Get somebody over here building the house itself. Great. You built houses for all the townsfolk. That may have seemed like a lot of work for a few hours, but now you know how to build anything. To build any structure, place a building footprint. The citizens will clear the area and then collect enough resources to build a structure. As long as there's citizens assigned as builders, they take care of the rest. People are going to need food, otherwise they'll starve. They can acquire food in a variety of ways. They can hunt, gather, and fish, plant crops, grow orchards, or raise livestock. If people are close to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear above their heads. As you can tell, people are hungry here. Since the town is near a river, easiest way to generate food is to build a fishing stock. Select food production from the toolbar by pressing here, and then here, and rotate. Most buildings that produce food or other resources require workers. You can assign fishermen the same way that you assign builders. And select the S icon. Assign 4 fishermen. You may notice this icon above the citizen's head. This means these workers are just assigned don't have a place to work. As soon as the fishing dock is complete, they'll start working there and the icon will disappear. Any window in the menu can be closed by clicking on the X. Wait while the fishing dock is built. Time. There we go. If If you build roads, people will move slightly faster as they move from place to place. Place roads by selecting roads and bridges on the toolbar by pressing. Next, select dirt road by pressing. Using the mouse, click and drag from one end of the highlighted road area to the other end. Same builders that construct buildings will prepare the road for use. After they perform construction, the townsfolk will move faster when traveling on roads. As the town grows and workers produce food and other resources from many locations, it's useful to see an overview what the town is available. This information can be found using the overview tool. It can be found in the tools menu. Open it by pressing D. And I actually have this open all the time when I play. In the overview, you can see the amount of stored construction material, food, water, food, firewood, clothing, and tools. You can also see current population, average health, hearts, and happiness stars, as well as the current weather. When food and other consumable goods are produced, they need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in a cart that they arrived with, right here. You can place a storage barn that can hold more. Start by selecting barn. Place it here. R to rotate. If you look at the overview tool, you can see that there aren't enough logs left to build a storage barn. You'll have to cut down more trees to construction to continue. Select remove resources. Select the trees. And then this area right here, and it only collects trees. Also need a way to stay warm in the winter. The easiest way to do this is to cut logs into firewood. To do this, you'll need a place for a woodcutter to work. Start by selecting resource production. Now select the woodcutter by pressing. Use the mouse, move the woodcutter to the highlighted area, and press the left mouse button. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Place. If the townsfolk are in danger of freezing to death, this icon will appear above their heads. If they are overly cold, the people will return home or go to their closest warm building they can find. This icon will also appear over homes that don't have any firewood available for heating. Now wait while the storage barn and woodcutters are built. Yay. And sometimes it can seem like they're agonizingly slow on building stuff. There we go. You can always assign workers by using the professional tool, but you can also change the number of workers when examining the details of a structure. Click on the wood cutter building to review the details. Use the professional tool. Worker will now start producing firewood. He or she will move logs from stockpile to the building and cut them into firewood. The rest of the town folks will use the firewood to heat their homes. Now that the storage barn is built, the cart that the people arrived is no longer needed. You can remove it and anything else you build using the destruction tool. Highlight that area. Great. Workers will remove the inventory from the cart and then move it into the storage bar. You can use the same tool to change the game speed to your liking. Once the cart has been removed, the tutorial will continue. There's somebody giving it some attention. Moving material, putting it in the barn. There, it's gone. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive for many years. The children will grow up, become workers, and have children of their own. New houses can be built, and the town continues to expand. If at any point you need help with something in the game or a description of how a building or tool works, you can refer to in-game help by pressing F12, F2, or that button right there. You can read some of the help reference or press next to play the next tutorial. It focuses on resource production and survival. Press quit to return to the main menu. Alright, well, that was the first tutorial on Banished. I'm just going to leave it there so that people can have just an idea of what the game is like, just the very beginning of the idea. And as you can see from this, you get to the point where you build bridges, you plant crops, you have fields full of animals. You also notice that we are running out of tools, so one of the primary buildings will be a blacksmith. It will be a blacksmith for building tools. Another primary building will be a tailor for building coats, because without coats you freeze. And the woodcutter. Those are the three primary buildings. And in order to support that, we also have to I also build a hunter's lodge. I also prefer to start my game out, instead of building a fisher person's house or these farms, I prefer to put a gatherer's lodge out, because a gatherer is able to provide the community with several different varieties of naturally grown things, and it does have a tendency to provide a lot of food for a lot of people, and it's got variety, and variety is important because with variety you have more happiness. So with the hunter's lodge providing leather for the coats and meat for the people to eat, and the gatherer's lodge providing a variety of mushrooms and berries and things of that nature, you have a large variety of food, which keeps the people happier, plus it's very simple. So for your beginning game, that's what I usually build. First thing I will usually build is not a house. First thing I will usually build is a gatherer's hut, and a house associated with the gatherer's hut, so they'll have food so people don't starve to death. And then I will usually build a hunter's lodge, a woodcutter's lodge, possibly sometime at this point in the game here, I'll build a house either now or one or two buildings before for more people. Housing, and then the blacksmith for tools. You want to build a blacksmith before you run out of tools, because it makes life much easier. And then, of course, I'm not talking also about storage. Storage is important. Very early on, you'll have to build the outdoor storage facilities that look like the little dirt squares. Over here you see one. You have to build that almost immediately as soon as you start collecting materials, but they don't really count as buildings. And as for barns, you can go for quite a while without building a barn. especially if you're building houses, because they will store quite a bit of material in their houses. So just watch your wagon, and when your wagon starts to get really full, then you need to build a barn. So those are the building orders that I usually do. And then after I get done with that, I'll start focusing on the trade center, farms, and things of that nature. So this is Ageless John, and this is just a look at Banished. I really enjoy this game. It's one of those games that I periodically come back to and play, and I have several friends who like to play it too. So Banished, Ageless John. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. See you around.